What is up, everyone? This is Malik here with the 7 Out Movement, here to talk to you guys on how we can get into a relationship with God, my testimony that I've experienced in life, and also better effective ways on understanding God and how we can get into Him today. Now, I was actually supposed to drop a video recently, but my delay was basically I didn't know what to actually drop. I made different videos and I had different topics in each one of them, but I really didn't know which one I wanted to put out there. So it took some time, but I finally got the topic that I wanted to drop. And today, this topic is actually going to be about lack of consistency and communication. All right. So like I say in every video, they're going to be very interesting topics. So we're going to go ahead and dive in and get started. All right, let's go. So first, guys, let me start off by saying having good communication and consistency is important as an everyday trait. All right, it is important to have that with everything you do, with everyone you meet, and every waking moment of your life. It is very important, it's very vital, and it helps you. It helps you to become a greater person on the inside and on the out. All right, it builds a better face card and everything else. So what's even more important is having good communication and good consistency with God as well. And this is also very vital. But I will definitely tell you guys the truth is that mostly in this day and age, and even more of my generation, is that we lack that. We lack those traits to have that with God. And the reason I will say that is because when it comes to something such as communication, we rather depend more on people to tell us what God is saying for us or what God is doing for us more than us going to Him ourselves. A lot of us haven't really been shown or understood or taught that we can actually talk to God. The same way where you can go to a church and someone will tell you what God is saying, it's the same way where you can receive communication through Him in many different ways. All right? It's very easy and it's very simple. When you're getting into it, of course, going down the road, God will give you certain things and trials and understandings to better help your communication skills. But in the beginning, it's as easy as you talking to your closest friend. All right? And that's one of the biggest traits that we definitely do lack today. It's sad, but it's true. And as of now, we have to start learning how to build better communication skills with God and going from that to others as well. Because if we let something affect us internally, then eventually it's going to show on the outside. It's going to show to all other people. And you being a vessel for God, you being someone who wants to actually lead your purpose into God, you want to be able to make sure that you're fit, you're ready, and you're accustomed to go out and do what you need to do for others. And having communication is definitely important for many different people on this earth. Many people Many people lack communication worse than a lot of us do. But I would tell you, if you're able to have at least one good or more part of communication skills within you, then you'll be able to reach and touch a lot of people. The next is consistency. We lack consistency because every time it's time to get into God and do something better for ourselves, by 3 days later, we calling it quits. And that is a strong habit of us through any and everything that we do. We love to call it quits. And we only see those few that actually make it because they stay consistent. Well, it's nice that we have people who motivate us, but you have to start becoming your own motivation. If you want to actually do something, then say you're going to do it and actually make that happen. Be consistent with your growth in God. Be consistent with the decisions you make. Be consistent with yourself. There's nothing better than being real with yourself, because that is how you start off true and actual growth for who you are. All right? And when you're doing your purpose and you're serving for your purpose for God to help out many of these people, I will tell you guys one thing. In order to really help and reach out to a lot of people, you have to remain consistent with them. Reaching out to people is not just you going and telling them good news and leaving. Reaching out to people is being a part of their lives, understanding who they are, and even dealing with certain situations with them. All right? So you have to stay consistent with that. And that requires much tolerance and more so a bit more of the energy that you use than you do on an everyday occasion. All right, so in the beginning it's easy. Sometimes we make it seem hard, but we're actually talking about along down the road those certain trials and situations we deal with. That is true. Certain things may be tough, but I'm gonna tell you guys something. life will be even harder for you if you do not acquire a good set of skills, a good set of understanding, a good set of consistency, and a good idea of what it means to communicate. This generation today, within my age range and even other age ranges, we lack that. We lack those skills. We lack those skills on how to actually talk to people, how to keep a good conversation, how to keep the conversation positive. And I mean actually positive. Like it can be godly or just wholesome. We lack those methods and ways of conversation. That may come from our experience, what we deal with or what we see in the world today. And most importantly, what I believe is the technology. All right. Technology is it's a comfort zone, and I'll say thank God for it. But we have to know our limits. We have to be able to take breaks from it. Being on technology so much and being consumed by technology can a lot of times isolate your mind. You'll start to build your own world. I say for me as well, I have habits today where I build my own world, create my own bubble, because that's my safe zone. I love it. That's where I can think. But there are multiple times where I have to get back out into the real world and know what's going on today, or I'm going to miss out on a lot. I'm going to miss out on a lot of opportunities where I could have been used for God, where I could have met this person, where I could have encountered that person. You have to be careful with technology today, because it can mess up your ideas and understanding of what it truly means to be alive. All right, so that's the important part. That's the important part where it comes to communication. These are the important parts where it comes to consistency. All right. I've had experiences with people to where many people will come up to me and say things where they want to grow in God. Malik, I need help with this, or can you give me your idea on this or that? And I say, okay, cool, let's get started. And a lot of times these conversations can be the start of particular growth in God that they want to make, where I'm involved in it. But the biggest thing that sometimes still gets to me is that along down the line, while me and the person are together doing this and that, the communication can sometimes be terrible. It can be terrible sometimes. I've had people who said they want to do something, and I would plan it, I would set it, I say, okay, let's go, let's get it done, all right. And when it comes time for that, they're nowhere to be found. I don't get no call, no text. I'm just like, and at first, you don't worry about it because people are growing, but over time, it can really get to you. And that is a habit we have to stop. And with that as well comes consistency, because the reason why many people cannot get things done or finish their growth in God is because you lose that consistency. You said you wanted to start it in the beginning. And of course, when you lose that, then you start to lose your effective ways of communication. All right? So I understand that life is a journey. It takes time to grow. But I would say, you guys, you need to start having some areas in your life where you remain consistent in. You need to start forming good ways to have communication skills, doing good methods. Start watching certain videos. If you're going to use your time on the internet, use it for good things. All right? Start watching good things that better help communication skills. Come across different leaders that you will see that made it, or that are in your own environment that you see have better and effective ways on how to communicate with people. Ask them or take from them. Either way, you're still gaining good communication skills. All right? Be careful when you're isolating yourself. The isolation of the mind can put you at a dead end, and it will be hard for you to gain great methods in this world today. All right, it's good that you're in a good standing with yourself, but now it's time for you to be able to understand where you stand at today in this world, who God has made you to be, and what does He want you to do tomorrow. All right, so take this idea, take this understanding, and go out with it more. Do more things, do more research, do more praying and talking to God. And this is something else that's important. A lot of times, don't make your prayer and your alone time with God so deep that you can't even understand it. All right? Everything doesn't have to be so deep down and delivered. Those times will always come, but think of talking to God or communicating with God as if you're communicating with someone every day. That's exactly how it is, and it only grows deeper. And when you get that down, that's when it starts to grow deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's when you get certain things done. But for anything, you have to start off small. When it comes to your relationship with God, it's okay to start off small, but you can't stay there forever. You have to increase your relationship with God, increase your ways and your method on how God can help you. What can you do for God, and what can you do for others? Because in the end, all of your good deeds will come together, and that will be what determines who you are and where will your next step be. All right. So just a short understanding, a short idea for today. Like I said, take that understanding and go out to many areas of this world and use that. All right. So this is Malik Giles with the 7 Eye Movement. Thank you guys for having the time to watch this video. If you need anything, my email and my Instagram are going to be below. Feel free to contact me anytime necessary. And that is all I have for today. I will see you guys next time. Adios.